فيها ورتل القرآن اسمح بصوتك اسمع الأكوان اقرأ كلام الله داوي نفوسنا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A greeting of peace and blessing be upon you. It's Friday night, 9 p.m. and that only means one thing. I mean business. Every week we bring in a special guest, and today I've got a very exciting show because I've brought in an older guest that we had, one of your favorite guests as well. He's none other than my brother Ashraf Hijab. Assalamu alaikum, Ashraf.
Assalam, Ahmed.
How are you today? You good?
I'm okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we want to give a quick summary of the previous show. We did a show with you to do with technology for business. And we're going to continue a little bit into that. We're going to talk about startups and, you know, the low-cost way of starting your own business as well. And we're going to continue from last week, the week that we had you on. So give us a quick summary about yourself.
So previously I was discussing about how I got into the whole technology sector. Pretty much growing up as a kid, I was always fascinated by computers and always wondered how they worked when my brother actually first introduced me to them. So naturally I went to university, I learned pretty much how to learn myself, and then I just sent my CV nationally. I got a job in the games industry and I've been working there for 6 years. And the good thing about working in the games industry was it was it was a very experimental field because technology is rapidly advancing and you're always having to come up with new techniques to handle new challenges because all these designers just have the craziest of ideas. So it really pushed me to continue learning and following down that path. And then I moved back to London to pretty much just continue working now in the mobile sector because I believe that's where the new drive of technology is currently going. And I was just saying that it's all good having a 9-to-5 job. That's great. You continue learning, but you can also use the internet and just learn for yourself and just continue learning and use this opportunity now to start up your own business. Because in the past, you had to be like a big company to get licenses to publish programs and games on a closed platform device. But with the internet, anyone can just publish a website. Anyone can now publish an application on an iPhone, which is a completely booming market, and obviously the iPad's coming along.
And you've developed a few applications for the iPhone.
Oh.
And one of them was actually Editor's Choice. How many applications have you developed? 4 or 5 applications I've seen. And just tell us a bit more about that application, just as a summary.
As I explained last time when I was on the show, I developed a web application. It's specifically targeted for the iPhone. It's called iGrapher, and the idea was when the whole financial meltdown was happening, I wanted to know what was going on, and what better source to get information from than the internet. So I was trying to figure out a way to harvest the information coming out of the internet and redisplay it, revisualize it in a way that just normal people like you and I could understand. So I was streaming in the stock prices from the Arab stock markets, from the American stock markets, from the Indian stock markets, and I was revisualizing them in graphical form, them onto a website where you can actually compare and contrast the changes in the stock market.
Right.
And it will do clever things. For example, if the stock market price of, for example, Royal Bank of Scotland is around 42 pence at the moment, if you wanted to compare the pattern of the wave with, for example, the stock of an American bank to see if they're linked, you could actually renormalize them to actually see what's going on, and you can also compare them with the changes in the currency. Right. So obviously the strength of the pound would relate to the banking sector. Right. So it's just.
So that was just a way of predicting movements in the stock market. Now there is an element which we're going to actually cover as well on the show, whether it's halal or haram to invest in the stock market, and the kind of investments which are halal and which kind of investments are haram as well. And what the thing is about your application, not only did it become Editor's Choice for the iPhone, and the iPhone had it featured on their website for quite a considerable amount of time, but also you've had inquiries from national newspapers as well, and some of the big sort of organizations that specialize in the stock market. So that was very interesting.
Well, that's the thing. The craziest thing is, I thought that surely these big banking institutions, these big multinational companies, have a service that provides this stuff for them.
But
And
they didn't.
I'm sure they do in their internal financial departments.
Right.
But I was getting visitors from Intel, from Microsoft, from Sun. It was crazy. Before Sun, the people who produced Java, before they got overtaken by Oracle, the people who produced databases, they were going on my site and checking their stock prices.
Yeah.
I was completely blown away by it. And I had people from Morgan Stanley in America emailing me, just telling me, hey, that's a great program you produced. And I was like saying, hey, don't you guys have programs like this?
Yeah.
I even had a Times reporter. He was saying...
he wanted to feature it, and also they wanted to take it on to the thing. And you had a few other newspapers as well contact you. And that's very interesting, and it comes to the point of having a good idea. Because what you said last show as well, which I need to sort of bring to the viewers, is, you know, once you have a good idea, then you can actually, something that can benefit you as an individual first, and then that way you can build a business around that. And like something that you're looking for, a service that you're looking for individually, you know, there must be others that are looking for it. And on that note, I'll take a caller and we'll see if we can answer some questions.
Already.
Assalamu alaikum, caller. Assalamu alaikum, caller. We've got a couple of callers on the line, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, no problem. We're having a few technical problems, so...
They can call back. What's the number?
They've got the number on the screen.
It's on the screen?
They're going to put the number on the screen so people can call in and they can ask us some questions, inshallah.
Oh, well, okay,
So,
as I was saying, like the Times, it's a really big newspaper, everyone knows it. I went on their website and checked out what they were using to display their stock prices, and they were using a product, I forget who it was made by.
That's not the point. The point is, the thing that we have to get across to these people that are thinking of starting up their business, because a lot of the viewers, they're very ambitious, they've probably got a job, a full-time job, and they want to start a business on the side. Now, what we want to get across is the way that you had a successful product as a service. So the way you did that is you first identified a service that could benefit you as an individual investor in the stock market. So you created an application that basically analyzes the data from the stock market and then gives you an idea and identifies any patterns in the market. And what happened from that is you got interest from iPhone, you got interest from Time newspaper, you had Morgan Stanley, you had all these big giants are looking at you and saying, right, okay, we love your application, we would like using it and all that stuff. And you're thinking, well, these guys are so big, why don't they develop their own thing? And even if they did develop their own thing, it's just the time consumption of developing it. You came up with the idea first and they said, right, okay, we can use this application. And that's how you created this spiral effect in the viral marketing for your particular application. That's very interesting, what you all said in there. And that could be a little bit of advice. That's what I wanted you to do, is to give them the advice, is first identify something that's missing from the market and then build a business around it. That's the point. So go ahead.
I just wanted to continue the story, actually. I went on their website and I checked what they were using, and they had a really basic table to represent their stocks. And the thing that blew me away is, what I created was just a simple idea, yet they, a big company like that, was asking me on how to produce it. So just anyone, pretty much, there is so many holes out there on the internet, online, that can be easily filled in. It's just you, like you said, like we covered last time on the show, you've just got to have a passion for it. If you have a passion for it, you can just put your heart and soul in, and you can produce something far better than anyone being contracted 9 to 5, being scrutinized by their boss on not meeting their targets. You can make a better product than them. And obviously the problem with big companies, what is it? They're heavy. They can't refocus their markets. If they have an idea, if they want to try something out, they have to think about the cost of it. If I start producing this kind of product, will it alienate the current market I have? That's why startups, they're the new big buzzword going on. Everyone wants to invest in a light upmarket startup. Just anyone with a nice idea.
They're dynamic, they're flexible, they can innovate quicker.
They can afford to raise a risky idea.
Right.
So pretty much what we were getting at